Mr. James.
Mr. James.
Thank you for sitting down with us, sir.
Oh, my pleasure. I realize I should probably speak into the mic.
You're good.
It's two Jameses hanging out. I like it.
Yes, sir. So CMA Fest is back in action. 90,000 country music fans are on Lower Broadway. As a performer, it's got to be amazing to see all these amazing fans turn out to support live music.
I mean, it's the greatest thing in the world. In fact, this weekend, I get to just be here as a fan. You know, I mean, I love playing music, but I'm not playing any performances. I actually hosted a workout yesterday, which is fun. But other than doing a little bit of press, I'm just here as a fan getting to watch music, and I can tell you it's awesome.
Now, you're no stranger to a little bit of the Western world. Did a little roping, did a little of riding some horses. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, growing up every summer, I actually started going to a sleepaway camp called Rawhide Ranch. And I went for years. And it got to the point where I actually learned how to rope and learned how to ride. And the lead trainer there, he left, and he just went to his own farm. And because I'd been there for so many years, he offered, hey, if you want to just next summer come and work the farm. So then the next 2 summers, I actually got to go out and just be a ranch hand, started to learn how to break horses, became a decent header, tried to get into steer wrestling, but I wasn't quite heavy enough. And my dad was kind of like, yeah, maybe don't do that if you want to be a singer and an actor. But, I mean, it honestly, coming back and now living in Nashville just feels more like home than anywhere I've ever lived, and maybe it's because of that.
That's awesome. And working with horses, working with cattle, you learn the value of hard work, and I'm sure you develop a work ethic doing that. Do you think that transcended over into chasing your music career and your acting career?
100%. I actually never really thought about the work ethic of that farm, but it was, you got up for the sunrise, and we'd have to go and feed all the animals. We didn't get fed until we fed the animals. That was a rule.
Exactly. And
so we would get out there, and me and my buddy Daniel Rosenberg, we used to call ourselves the Jewish surfing cowboys because he was my boy. He was a real cowboy, another Jew, and he would go surfing. I was like, I didn't know anyone else that was like me in that regard. And we developed, before I even had my license to drive, they gave us access to drive the big F-350. I've never actually told this story, but I might have been 14 at the time or so, and we got so efficient. We'd load up the back with hay, and then one person would drive, one person would throw out hay from the back, and then they'd turn the steering wheel, and when we'd swap at some point and just let the truck ghost ride. We'd ghost ride the whip. Both of us would throw it out, and then when one of us caught it was about to crash, we'd run in. We got so efficient at feeding. We would feed all the animals in like 30 minutes and be back in because that means we could grub earlier. But yeah, you learn an ethic, you learn an appreciation for hard work, and it certainly is part of the reason that I just still get up early. I still get up early and run my business, run my life very much on a schedule because it makes the rest of my life less stressful.
Exactly. And you are a busy man. Actor, producer, musician, speaker. Have you ever looked back at all you have accomplished?
I try to sit back once in a while, actually frequently, and reflect. Oftentimes I'll do so much in a month. I mean, this last month I was in, Italy and Greece and Turkey and Israel. And between all of that, I had got engaged, shot a music video, thank you very much, with a couple of other artists, shot in Israel. I got so much accomplished in a month that then I came back here. I went to San Diego, gave a commencement speech. Now I'm at CMA Fest. And I even now have to sit down and reflect and be like, man, it's such a dream, an honor, a pleasure that I get to do so many different things, all of which are things I dreamt of doing as a kid. But that's part of the reason why I do stay active and I do stay busy is because I have this amazing opportunity. I'm not going to just squander it. I'm not going to just sleep in. So I try and give 100% of my attention on everything that I do, and I stay organized so that I can do everything. But yeah, when I sit back and think about all the things, man, it always just makes me grin.
I'm sure. What's the biggest life lesson you've taken away from all this?
One of my favorite lessons to live by is success comes when preparation meets opportunity. So speaking of, upbringing or working a ranch or even martial arts was a big part of my discipline as a kid. All of that taught me that I can't control all of the opportunities, right? None of us can.
Yeah.
But I can control the preparation. And so again, maybe this is not your traditional artist mindset, but it's what allows me to be less stressed as an artist. I prepare as often as I can. I stay in class. I stay hungry for knowledge, from reading to being in piano to being in dance class. Not so much riding and roping these days, but I'll add that back in when I got time. And that means that when the opportunities do come, I'm confident, I'm capable, I'm prepared, and I'm not as stressed.
I love your song, Who Knows.
Thank you.
How did that one come about?
Man, you know what? On that album, which is the only album I guess I've ever put out as a solo artist, and it's so strange because I'm building a new album. And I actually am referencing the album I'm going to do, the songs I'm going to do as kind of the beginning of my solo career, even though I'd done that. just because I did that for fun. I had no real game plan, didn't do any press around it. I toured a little bit, but it was just because I wanted to make music. And Who Knows, I think, is my favorite song that I wrote on the album. So it's so interesting that you referenced it. It came from a different time in my life. Like, a lot of the music on How I Like It was a little darker. A lot of the music I'm making now is very positive, very happy. And one of the songs I'm going to put out called Eyes is about my fiancée, and it's everything, all the imperfections that are perfect about her and why she's perfect in my eyes. So it's strange thinking back to those songs in that album. I almost go, hey, that's a time capsule. That's something I was going through, and it was cathartic for me to express it through art. Who Knows is very dark. It's very sad. But I also enjoyed making it, and the music video was super cool. So, I don't know. That was a period of time in my life that I'm glad I was able to express, but it's so different than what I'm about to put out now.
Yeah, exactly. Tell me about it, because you just moved to Nashville. I assume a lot more cooking up.
I mean, in the year and a half I've been in Nashville, I've written more music than maybe ever in my life.
Really?
Truly, because I love being in the studio. I built a studio in my house, and it's just like having friends over. They come over at 10 or 11. We'll get a workout. I got a little home gym if we want to. I'll throw some steaks on the barbecue out there, and I try and make it like a really, like it should be. It's just a fun environment to get together and create. And because of that, I have created, I think, the best music of my life, and frankly, just the frequency of how often I'm writing with the writers in Nashville.
Yep.
I'm absorbing it. I'm taking it in. I'm getting better every day. So, yeah, I guess the circuitous route to the point is I got some really good music that I'm really proud of, that I want to share with the world, and I will. So I'm going to start putting some songs out on my own probably in October this year.
And you getting getting the band back together with the boys?
Band is together. We're actually in rehearsals right now. We're about to do a huge world tour called the In Real Life Tour. So it kicks off in about a month. Our second show is right here in Nashville, July 11th.
Nice. We gotta have to check it out.
Please do.
Now I got a harder question for you.
All right, hit me.
You're an amazing actor, amazing musician. Which one is more mentally and emotionally challenging? Performing on stage as a singer, or being on a studio acting?
On the acting side, it depends on the character. You know, when you're playing a darker character's going through a lot, very emotional, very dramatic, that can be hard. I know you've heard a lot of stories of great actors over the years, so that it gets to them. I think that comes back to just being aware of what you're doing as an actor, and remember that you're acting. Sometimes easier said than done. But generally, like, I've done a lot of comedy, and I've done a lot of action. I'm starting to do more of that space. I love it. I think that being in one location, even if it's not home, being in one location, sleeping in the same bed, having your routine is in many ways easier than touring. Because touring, so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
You get so much reward, you know, freaking tens of thousands of people a night sometimes, screaming your name, singing your songs. That's amazing. There's nothing like it. But it's definitely more wear and tear on the body.
Oh, yeah.
I think so. But part of the reason why I've loved doing both is because that gives me balance.
Exactly.
I'll go on a several month, or this year it's going to be more than half the year we're going to be out on the road. Then I want nothing more than to be back in one location, which is filming. Or you play a character for so many years on a show, and then as an artist, you're just like, dang, I want to get out back on the road and do something different. So it's good balance.
What do you hope your fans take away from your artistry?
I am ecstatic to hear what my fans, existing and new, think of the music I'm putting out, because it's just so unabashedly me, for better or worse. For example, the first song I'm going to put out, I'll actually give you a little scoop right now. It's called On My Mind. And we're going to put it out top of October, I believe. And it's a song where I have two incredible artists on it singing and rapping in Hebrew.
Wow.
So it is purposefully this collab where we not only got them on the song, I went to Israel just about last week and shot a music video with them,
wow.
highlighting the beautiful culture, the diversity. And so if people know nothing about Israel, Judaism, Hebrew, my hope is that they hear this and go, what language is that? And then it sparks a conversation. Or they see the video and go, that's pretty awesome. Where is that awesome beach? Mediterranean, where's that? And then it sparks a conversation. So, again, love me or hate me, it doesn't make a difference. In fact, I'd rather find out right off the cusp, right with this song, because I'm going to keep doing things that I believe in, keep doing things that are important to me and authentic to me. So I'm excited to get that process going.
We're excited to hear it. Mr. James, thank you for sitting down with us.
Mr. James, thank you.